YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. This is a tarot reading session. It's Tarot Tuesday. So yes, hello, everybody. Hello, good evening. I hope you are doing very well. I look very pale on my screen and I can't work out why. Computer, backroom light to 50%. Let's see if it's that. No, that just got brighter. Oh, well, there we go. We're just going to have a bright session today, so that's fine, I guess. So then, everybody, don't forget, we do have a membership available at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. The details of our lovely members are scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. So thank you. It's because I'm very pale. Thank you, Holland. I know I do look like as reflective as the moon's surface, so I'm aware of that. Amy Smith is our latest channel member. You can see Amy's name has been added to the ticker tape going across the bottom of the page. Thank you ever so much, Amy, for that. Wolf Boyo, hi everyone. How was everyone's New Year's Day celebrations? You found a wallet with £5 in it yesterday, and your wallet was missing since July. What do you mean? What, was it your wallet that you found, or did you find someone else's? Because that's weird. That's strange. If it's someone else's, then that's, I guess, good luck. You know, you found their wallet. I believe you're the type of person that would hand it in wherever you found it. So then, yeah, before we go any further, let's do the housekeeping, right? Let's do the housekeeping. Oh no, sorry. Let's answer Wolf Boy's questions. How was everybody's New Year's celebrations? We're all okay. I've got some sniffles. Rufus is a lot more sniffly and poorly, unfortunately. The type of poorly where he can't really go out of the house, if you get my drift. But I'm still currently okay with just a sniffle. It's not a bad sniffle. It's just a sniffle. Bear with. So yeah, so Rufus is going to be spending this week mainly a bit like the Far Show. Look, you can't even see this in the background. Rufus is going to be spending this week mainly eating grass, or whatever the saying is. Do you remember in the Far Show where he used to come out of the toilet and he'd go, "This week I've been mainly eating mud," or whatever. And that's what we're doing this week. This week Rufus is mainly going to be chilling out on the sofa or in bed. That looks really dark now, doesn't it, with that on? I have got new lights. I've got new lights coming again, in sorting out the lights for this year. This cage, unfortunately, this cage is going to be empty very, very soon. It's really sad. Our lovely Mr. Tui, who you've all met, has now got a really large lump that's come up, and it came up in the last couple of days, and it's already looking very, very nasty. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like tomorrow that cage will be empty. And I don't intend getting any more ratties for a while. So yeah, so I'm actually looking at maybe putting a bookcase up there or something else up there, but it won't be ratties anymore, unfortunately. But that's just how it goes, isn't it? Unfortunately, our smaller furry friends don't live very long at all. So that's a little bit sad. I know. Thank you, Amy. Hello, Ed. I hope you're here, I hope you're here. I hope you're well, my darling. I know it's very unfortunate. I did what I always said I shouldn't do, and that was buy ratties at Pets at Home, because their breeders, where they get the rats from, are horrendous quality, really overbred and everything. So there's a shop in Nottingham that we know very well, that maybe for later in the year, maybe we'll head to Nottingham and go and have a look for a couple of baldy boys there. But yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. But anyway, it's a new year. It's a new start. It's a new me. What is your New year, new me resolutions, right? What are your bullshit ones that you know you're not going to hit? And what are your genuine ones? Because my bullshit one is like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm not. I'm going to cut down on my coffee intake. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to spend any more money unwisely. I probably will. But I do have some genuine goals, and I do have some genuine no worries, Ed. I do have some genuine New Year's goals and some genuine things that I want to achieve in 2024. So what are yours? What are your ones that you half expect to break, and what are the actual guides for this year coming that you want to maintain? Look at this. I've got to get this down. We've gone and weighed in today, and so I haven't gained the maximum that I gained a couple of years back over Christmas break. A couple of years back, I gained 17.5 pounds in 2 weeks. Yep. When I'm off plan and there's food and I'm in a binge, trust me, I can pack it away like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, it was not good. But it was a lot less than that. So yay. Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's, well, we know it's cancer, because the reason that rats are tested on so much is because they get cancer so often that it's like, it's really common, especially if you buy them from Pets at Home. No like disrespect to Pets at Home, but they're very, very overbred. Holland's going to finish their 500-mile virtual round Scotland that they've been working on for ages. That sounds cool. That sounds very cool. I was going to try and sing "If You Take the High Road and I'll Take the Low Road and I'll Get to Scotland for you." But I always do it in such a bad Scottish accent that it sounds like I'm taking the piss, even when I'm trying really hard. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, right, I've got my new tarot cloth that Rufus bought me for Crimbo, so that is on the desk looking nice. There again, I was about to, before we came on tonight, I was about to set up the new lights and everything. They're not massive, but it will just make everything a bit more lit. Because I'm down with the kids doing that snappy thing that they do where it goes, but just with one hand, like, yeah, I'm down with the kids. I am with it, or something like that. But I kind of figured that we're going to have lots of cuddles with Mr. tonight, and then he will go for his Rainbow Bridge journey tomorrow. And yeah, and that will be that. And then the cage will all get cleaned out and moved and probably bunged in the shed for a while, because it's, can't do anything else with it. I can't do anything else at the moment. It's just too bloody sad. So I'm probably going to bung a bookcase up there. I've got a bookcase over here that needs to get shifted. So yeah. And then we're moving the bedroom round, moving everything round at the moment, just because, even though Rufus, as I say, is a bit sniffly. But anyway, right, enough talk about everything else. I'm going to be filming this month the Unfolding Path tarot deck that I put up as a community post, see whether people wanted that or the Universal Monsters one. So I'm going to film a deep dive into that. I've also got here the Chibi Tarot, which is a really, really cutesy kawaii type tarot that I will be reviewing probably for next month. So that's what we're looking. Wolf Boyle, you're cutting off all toxic people and getting Bolto into agility training for your New Year's resolutions. That's really cool, actually. That is really cool. I do have aims for the channel, because we're at, you know, we're going all right on the channel at the moment. We really are going okay. So there's aims for that from the channel's perspective, personal aims and things that I want to achieve, mainly around fitness and things. Make sure my diabetes is got rid of again, things like that. But yeah, and also with the tarot, I want to be better and better and better at the tarot. And I want to do the Learn With Me series, or the something like that, where I teach the tarot. But we'll see how that goes. Talking about tarot, it is time. If you would like a tarot reading, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Before I go into that, though, it is time for some housekeeping. Now, as always, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. All down there at the bottom of the screen. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. In fact, hang on a second, because I keep saying I'm going to do it. If you are looking for that type of thing, hang on, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, and bear with me. Hang on, I've just moved the keyboard out the way, you see, and that's now, I need the keyboard. Hang on, because I need to be able to do that. There we are. Here we go. Look, I've been saying it for months. Tarot is for entertainment purposes. You make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, and counseling advice. Yay! Oh no. Yes, you got it right. I got it right. I changed it. That's been bugging me for ages. And of course, you do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this here channel, just because legal reasons on the YouTubes and things like that. Now then, the other thing I need to say is, obviously, anything you put on the internet is on the internet for life. Do please be aware of that, right? If you put on the internet, oh my God, I had so much wonderful cocaine this weekend, just bear in mind that will be on the internet forever and people will know that's what you did. Or, oh my God, it was Black Friday and I managed to steal 17 55-inch tellies or whatever, right? Remember, it's all on the interwebs forever. And the last thing I want to do, or the last thing I want to happen, is for you to ask a tarot question that reveals something about your personal life. So don't dox yourself. Don't put too much information out on the web, because you never know who is watching. I found this out recently. I've had to block somebody from the channel who is a lifelong friend of the toxic one, the toxic sibling that shall not be named. And yes, so I got sent a message and I was like, right, okay, thank you. Block, 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 block. As you do. Right. What else was I saying? I've completely gone off track, haven't I? Where was I up to? What was I saying? Yeah, so there are two ways to get a tarot reading on this channel. The first way is for you to go ahead and send it via a super chat. Okay, that is the first way to get it. Your reading will automatically get sent on a different screen. It gets starred. It will come next, right? The way that I work the super chats is we'll do the super chats first. If we get multiple super chats in, then we do each of those in turn in the order they came in, up until we've got through all of those. And you can send a super chat at any time during the stream. Once those are all finished, then we open up another freebie round. And the way the free rounds work are, I simply ask you to put the word question into the live chat. When you do that, you then I will then pick one of those at random. So if there's only 3 people on at that time and only one person wants a question, they get that question. If, however, we've got 50 people on and 30 people ask for questions, then I will pick one of those 30 questions at random. Okay, that is how that works. Don't forget, we have got a channel membership over at Beyond Authentic at Buy Me a Coffee, sorry, / buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can get access to videos that are, you know, pre-recorded videos at least a day or so earlier. I'll also ask channel members for advice on what decks to use, things like that, during our weekly live stream. So we do a weekly 1-hour live stream at 7 p.m. UK time for the members. And that's the space where the members can get readings. So if you are a member, you don't have to get a reading on the lives here. You can always wait and pop in on the Sunday and get a reading there. We'll talk about bits and bobs, and we share information, and we talk about life, the universe, and everything. So if you would like to be part of the Coffee Club crew, then do take a look over there at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Right, I think I've said everything that I need to say. So then let's go ahead and open a round. So if you would like a question, if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it as a super chat. Either way, that is what you need to do. The round is open now. So go ahead, ask your question, send your super chat, do it whichever way you want. Go ahead and do that now. And we'll start with the tarot after this. Okay, well, it looks like we have 0 questions. It looks like we've got 0 questions in. So in that case, shall we all just go home? Oh, no, I've got one. One's just popped up. Mag, good evening to you, Mag. Welcome to the channel. Let me just go and turn the banner off. Clicking all the wrong buttons today. Well, actually, to quote... oh God, who was it? Thingy and Wise. Oh, my brain is not functioning. To quote 2 comedians from the UK 100 years ago, I'm not pressing the wrong buttons at all. I'm pressing the right buttons, but not necessarily in the right order. Anyway, Mag, I've got your question up. I'm going to pop it in the start section. There we go. Can you get a love reading for the near future? You are single, and is there any love advice? I will certainly have a look. Morecambe and Wise, that's who I was thinking of. Morecambe and Wise always comes to me eventually. Right then, so let's have a oh God, I do talk some nonsense, don't I? Let's have a look on the live stream. So look, I've got my new, it isn't Charmed, it's a triquetra. But if you only know it from Charmed, I'll let you off. But yes, this is my new tarot cloth. It's lovely and nice and black. It hasn't got any dust on it, any spilt coffee, any blue tack on it. I haven't messed with it at all yet. It is still looking absolutely gorgeous. So it really does show up the silver and everything, doesn't it? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? From my lovely husband. Right then, we ring the bell to cleanse the space as always. So we've got a nice clear working space, and we bring in Wispy. So if you don't know who Wispy is, down in the description box, just down there, just before it gets to there's a dotted line, there's a link to the podcast episode all about Wispy and the dragons, the ethereal entities that I work with. And are they thought forms, egregores, servitors? What are they? Go and check that out. Now, the deck I'm using today, we are bringing back the vice versa deck. So this deck is double-sided, as you can see. So not only do I read reversals when a card is upside down, but with this deck, we've also got even more input because we've got the double-sided. I love this deck. It's a low Scarabeo deck. I got this one in the Total Terror collection. I would not recommend the collection, but I do recommend this deck. If you've got a bit of experience reading tarot, this is a deck I would recommend. Definitely not for newbies, because it's, instead of one card and possibly reading the reversal, you've effectively got two versions of the same card and then the reversal in there as well. So it does get confusing. But anyway, Wispy, come on then, my friend. Let's get the cab off the rank. Let's get some readings happening. So Mag would like to know, Mag would like a love reading, please. A near future love reading. So we'll see Mag for the next 3 months. How about that, my darling? And we'll look at the, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll look at the, we'll look at, let's have a look. I'm looking at different spreads in front of me. I think we'll do the where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunities are. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that one from a love perspective, Wispy. Okay, where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunities are on a 3 card. Right, Mag, let's have a look. So I'm going to cover this up while I do the drop, just so that I don't see what the cards are, where they've cut. And right then, so you've got where you are. All the 2 of Wands. 2s are good. 2s are good. What you need to know. The 6 of Cups. Interesting. And oh, the opportunity. Right then. So let's have a look at this for you. Oh no, I can't bring it down anymore, can I? So then we've got the 2 of Wands coming up in the where you are now. Now I think this is positive. I think this is good news. Now there's something here. Is there a friend? Is there a friend that is a potential, maybe possible love interest? Because the 2 of Wands for me is all about confidence. I know, sorry, can I just point out my nails? My nail varnish is very, very, very dry and very gloopy. So I managed to do one hand just, and then I just, with the gloopiness, I couldn't do the second hand. So I just took it back off because it was looking disgusting. So we've got one hand done. But the 2 of Wands is all about security, confidence, things like that. Okay, 2's normally about people coming together, so it's that idea of the Spice Girls, 2 become 1. Okay, so that's a really interesting element for a love reading. This specifically though is looking at maybe there being a confidence issue that you need to look at. Okay, because Wands is all about confidence. You can see here we've got the staff here, or the wand. And this person is so adept in the magical ways that they've got a fireball here, and there was a fire. Oh, I don't know. There's a name for them, isn't there? You know when people used to go on strike a lot. I mean, I know they still do now, but like back in the 80s and 90s, there would be strikes, and they would have these metal bin things burning with fire to stay warm. That, whatever that is called, and there is a name for it. I just keep forgetting because, you know, vibro brain. But they've got fire here behind them, and fire is the sign for Wands. Okay, but there is a slight element here where Wands can also sometimes represent, how can I put it, like that confidence and that feeling of safety and security around somebody else, right? So if you've got a really close friend that you haven't done the bum chikawawa with, right, there's none of that going on, but there's a frisson, a little hint, then look into that, because that might be where this is headed, if that makes sense. Okay, but that's where you are now. What you need to know, we've got the 6 of Cups. Now this is the standard, or more standard in this card. This is like the positive. This is the flip side. Now the 6 of Cups for me is talking about community. It's talking about a lot of people. It's talking about a lot of emotion. Now Cups is your emotional suit, so anytime you see water, which there is just there, because that's the water there, look, so just over there behind those bushes we've got the water, or just this side of the, you know what I mean, whichever side. So we've got the emotions there. So I do think that there is something here under the surface, or just the other side, which is why I'm thinking this friend there may well be a frisson there. But this card, if you look, this is basically depicting, this is the Baron, This is the Baron's daughter. The Baron's daughter is being wooed by the handsome gent walking along the riverside whilst she's just in there having a little dip. And come the evening time, the Baron is looking for his daughter, who is still out with this gent. Do you know what I mean? Ooh. But it's about looking for relationships where you wouldn't expect it, especially around the community. So again, this is hinting at, this way round is hinting at, there is somebody in your life that is bringing that romance energy. They're bringing the pink roses, all of that lovely warmness, and they're already in your life somehow. So again, interesting. And then we've got, oops, I didn't have the thing ready. Then we've got the Magician coming up, and the Magician normally play the blooming thing. There we go. So the Magician normally is looking a bit more like that. I mean, again, like this side of the card, as above, so below, all the tools. This side, it's a little bit different because you can see that actually the Magician has been in this position for a long time. They've got a lot of experience, not just in like folk magic, but you can see here that the Magician here has got this Kabbalistic element going on. So there's a high magic element. We've got the cup here seems to be glowing, or is that the sun setting? There's a lot of iconography here. Now the Magician has all of the tools at their disposal, right, to make things happen. This is in the opportunity position, my darling. So what this is saying is, if you want to make a move, if you want to, you have the opportunity, right? And you have the opportunity with a lot more knowledge than you think you do, right? Because this way round, it'd be saying, oh yeah, you've got the skills, you've got the ability, just go and, invite that friend out, a bit of boom chicka wow wow, a little bit of, woohoo, and who knows what might happen. You know what I'm saying? That might be a bit of crossing that threshold. This way round, it's saying that you know exactly how to make this go from friend zone to something else, and you've just got to have the courage of your convictions, my darling, to make it happen. So that is what the cards are saying right now. I hope that helps. And yeah, that is going to be your reading for today, my darling. As I say, I hope that helps. I'm going to come into the live messages now, the live comments, and see. Oh, you do talk to a guy right now. See, the cards never lie. They might get confused, but they never lie. Wow. Okay. No, that is really, really fascinating, Mag. So yeah, it looks like it's that person. It looks like it is that person, my darling. So whoever it is, wherever they are, you've got that ability. That Magician card is really, really telling. It's basically saying that you've got that ability to make that step, to cross it over into the really interesting, you know what I mean? You can do that. They're mostly a friend, but again, if you want to take that progression, that the cards are saying that this may well be, listen, a lot of relationships evolved from friendships. There's an awful lot of people that I know, and probably people that you know as well, that started off just getting to know one another on a friendship basis. And then one person took the other on a date and said, so then do you fancy a quickie? Do you know what I mean? It happens. I couldn't possibly say that ever happened to me, but it happens from time to time. So yeah, just have a little look. It hasn't gone much further because you're unsure if you match. Well, according to the cards, my darling, according to the cards, we've got a cup card, we've got the Magician, which is all about you deciding and making a change and making things happen. So we've got everything there. And that, what did I say about the first things initially? That Two of Wands, there is a fire there, there is a spark there, because it is that spark card. So there is a little bit of a frisson already. So if that is something that you want to, again, you make all your own advice, my darling. I'm not saying, listen, I am not saying go out one night, share half a bottle of shandy booze between the two of you, have a lovely meal, really gorgeous 5-star meal of chicken McNuggets and fries, right? And then go back to his and jump in the sack. That's not what I'm saying, unless you want to, right? But if there's somebody already in your life that you're talking to, and you there's a possibility that you might be a match, The cards are absolutely picking up on that right now. They're not saying this is all to come. They're not saying this is like, look out for this in June, look out for this wherever. They're saying this is around you right now. And on that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. Right then, let's have a look. Ed is back in the room. Oh, Jess is here. Hello, my darling. I hope you had an awesome Christmas and an awesome New Year. We had a good Christmas. My siblings' eldest was with us, so we call them the Nibbling. So the Nibbling was with us for Christmas, and unfortunately, since Christmas, Rufus has now got a little bit of the Rona, a minor Rona, and is having to. He's all right. He's just got a bit of sniffles, and I don't know if you can hear my throat as well. I think I've got a bit of sniffles, but I haven't tested positive for anything, so I think it might just be because we're so vaccinated. It's like we're walking vaccines at this point. We literally, you could, I think if you went to get a blood test, you'd get more vaccine than you would blood. But yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Even though he's a little bit crook, but we're doing okay. Right, bear with. I'm going to just take a sip of my coffee. Because you know full well, everybody, I exist on coffee. I up until today, when I've weighed back in and started the Slimming World journey again, up until today, for the last 2 weeks, I've survived on coffee and chocolate mainly. You know, as you do. Right then, should we have another reading? Go on then, let's have another reading. If you would like a tarot reading, you need to put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. If you've previously sent questions, we don't go back up in the chat because we don't know who is here. So you need to do it each and every time. So my advice is always select and copy your question if you are not picked at random, and then put it in on the next round. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee your reading is up next, you can do that by sending a super chat. And Holland, you know, I've been looking for a theme. I'm thinking of booking the Imaginary Kazoo Orchestra to maybe do me a 10-second stinger of "Here Comes Supergram, Batman, Superman, Batman and Robin too," but like the Supergram bit. Yeah, maybe not. Nobody will know that. But yeah, I have been thinking about it. But yeah, let me know if anyone's got a nice, catchy something that we can do around the word super chat, either a nice rhyme, a nice something. Let me know, because if it's any good and we end up using it, I'll do you a free live one-on-one reading. How about that? So if you've got an idea for it, let me know in the comments or send it to lisa@beyondauthentic.co.uk. That'll be really useful. But anyway, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will play this handy video just in case you forgot what I just said, because I did. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's have a look at the questions. Oh, I've got loads of them in. That's really cool. Let me then. So how we do it is I scroll up and down with the jog wheel on the mouse. And then I grab one of these at random. Now, historically, I have got a really bad habit of clicking on other buttons, other pages, things that the moderators are sending me, all of that. So let's just hope we've got this right. We're going to go to there. Where the hell? my arrow is literally there. So my comments are all the way over here on the screen, like off the screen bit, and my arrow is just here. I don't know how I managed that. Right then, let's do that again. Let's do that again. Good Lord. Right. Okay, here we go then. So we're going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going here. Who have we got? Jack Griffith. Jack Griffith. Do you know what? Jack. Do I know you in real life? Do I know you in real life? Because I think I don't know whether I know you in real life. I think I recognise this name from somewhere. So I don't know. Have we met in person? Are you even in the UK? Because if you're somewhere else, I've never been anywhere else. So, you know, but anyway, I'll do your question. I know, right? Poor me. But let's have a look at Jack's question. Let me know in the live chat, Jack. Right. I'm going on to the other screen now, so I won't be able to see the comments. So let's go to this right then. Oh gosh, come on, change cameras. There we go. Everything's running a little bit slow today. Also, why is this at a slight weird angle? Is that better? Is that better? You can see all the wires down here, look, but I think that's better. I think that's better. Right then, let me have a look. Let me have a look. What am I doing? Oh, I've got it because I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Right then, Wispy, let's get you up. Cleanse the energy. Right then, let's have a look. Wispy, I don't know if we know Jack Griffith. I don't know whether we know this person in real life. Got an inkling. I don't know where from though, but I've got an inkling we might know each other. The name's ringing all sorts about. Every time it comes up, I'm like, I don't think you're my neighbour. I don't know. I have a neighbour called Jack. I know, right? Oh, we've got a card that's fallen and flipped. So then, Wispy, we've got a flip. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Now, when a card flips like this, it doesn't happen on a lot of the decks, the larger decks. But when a card flips like this, we call that here a clarifying or modifying card. Because basically what it does is it tells us, it tells from Wispy, the elemental dragon, it basically says that this card is the lens that we look at all the reading through. I was just trying to see if I've got my little, no, I haven't. I've got a little stand that it can sit in. Oh, but I tell you what, I do have one of these. Here we go. Let's bang it on there. I don't know whether you're still going to be able to see that. Maybe that needs bending down. Now we've got the new monitor. Hang on a second. There we go. That's better, isn't it? There you go. So it's the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Now, that is the lens that we are looking at. So first of all, what is the 9 of Pentacles? Well, firstly, on a standard deck, it looks more like this. So you can see that we've got light and bright and lovely, lovely. And the pentacles represent coins or wealth, or some see it as seeds. But they are basically, this is about work, career, or finances, right? So money. When it goes to the nighttime, you can see it's a much cooler card. It's everything's a little bit more toned down, but the 9 is talking about there being a financial element involved in whatever your love reading is. So it could be somebody at work, it could be somebody that you are connected to financially, so it could be someone that you've got, I don't know, a business interest in, so or it could be somebody that you work with. Okay, so just bear that in mind, Jack, as we go through. Let me just move the computer back a little bit so you can see that there. Right then, so when Wispy when we get a card flip, that's where we call it, that's where we stop shuffling, and we're going to do, we want a love reading, so we're going to do I tell you what, we'll do the same one: where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. So where you are, we've got, oh, justice. Okay, where you what you need to know is the 3 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles is in the opportunity. Definitely somebody at work or somebody that you are financially connected to. Right, so let's have a look. So in the where you are position, we've got the Justice card. Now, justice is all normally about the legal matters in life. Okay, so normally, I mean, this is quite a close depiction to the standard idea of justice, but we've normally, you can see Our Lady Justice, sometimes with her eyes closed, sometimes, as in this card, you can see she's blindfolded, normally got the sword and the scales of justice. Now, various different decks depict her with various different ways. Here we've got Osiris in the background, so there's like an Egyptian type feel. That's just how some of these cards are. But justice for me is talking about, I don't know whether there is a a legal issue that you need to clear up, like a divorce you need to clear up, or something along those lines. If this is a workplace relationship, right, if this is something in the workplace, then this could be an HR issue. Okay, so it could be something like that you need to just cross the T's and dot the I's on, just to make sure that everything is going to be above board on this thing, because it does really feel like this is stopping you moving on right now. Okay, so whatever this legal matter is, you need to get that dealt with. Okay, once this is dealt with, once that justice is served, then you can move forward. Now, the Three of Wands coming up in the what you need to know. Now, especially with this being this way round, if it was this way round, it's a slightly more defensive. This way round, it's slightly more, looking at what's to come, viewing the long term. It wouldn't surprise me if either you've got kids or the future potential partner at work has kids, because the 3 is quite often seen as the 2 as a couple coming together. 3 is when you take it to the next level. So either you have children or you invite, you get pets, all of that. That's how it is with the cups, because that's obviously the emotional suit. With wands, it's about your security and your confidence. And again, I think there is something here, because there's so much work related potential stuff going on. I think there's something here that you're looking at the long term. So maybe either the person that you like or the person that's sort of on the periphery right now has kids, and that's going to be something you need to consider, or you've got kids and you need to consider blended families and all of that. In the wands position, it could just simply be that this legal matter is wiping you out, right? So if it is a divorce, it doesn't feel particularly pleasant. It feels like it could be a bit messy, or it could be that because this is happening, it's really knocking your confidence, put it that way. Because again, it's through this darker 9 of Pentacles that we're looking at the cards today. The Page of Pentacles, though, as an opportunity card, yes, it is nighttime. So again, when we look at nighttime, we look at things not being quite as clear in the cards. We look at things being a little bit more difficult to see clearly in terms of when, who, how. There's a little bit of obfuscation there. Wish I could say things properly today. But the Page of Pentacles is younger energy. Traditionally in the tarot deck, which is where it gets interesting. Again, I don't know your gender identity, I don't know your sexuality, but traditionally in the tarot deck, the pages are seen as female energy. The knights are seen as male, the queen is female, and the kings again are male. Unfortunately, like the decks still have those connotations. There is, however, I mean, they can be reinterpreted, and a lot of decks do reinterpret them. But the page is also a younger, naive energy. Okay, so again, Page of Pentacles, this is somebody at work or something at work. This is coming up in the opportunity position. Okay, so there is something here where the opportunity for love is in the workplace. Okay, that's all I'm going to say, my darling. That's all I'm going to say. Make sure you get this legal matter done first, because that will help with the confidence issue, and then that will help with this. So if it is somebody in the workplace, just make sure that if you're their boss, you're able to do things without getting the sack. But yeah, all the way through that 9 of Pentacles, absolutely is saying that there is something here work related. I hope that helps, my darling. If you're not currently working, then it could be you're going to meet someone in the job center or in the retirement, line for pensions or whatever, but it's definitely financially related. I think it is work. But anyway, thank you very much for your question, my darling, and I hope that helps. Let's flick back to the other camera, and I'll come back on to the main. Come on, onto the chat screen. That one there. All right, Ed. You've been to America. What does that say? America, France, Spain, and Ireland. That's fine. But did you ever climb Snowdon with your elderly mother? No. Some of us have. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. I know, right? Points if you can tell me what that's from. Sung very badly, I know, right? Me neither, Holland. Ellis, you had an interesting walk the other day. You kept walking and finding playing cards on the path across several streets. Interesting. Did you pick them up? It'll be interesting to see what the cards are. Nancy, we're going to do another round very, very soon, my darling. I hope you are well, though. Hi, Jess. You're not working currently. Then there is something here about the finances or where you are headed into, Jack. Whatever job you are headed into, there is something. Unless if you're college age, because again, I don't know how old you are. If you're college age, it's study, right? Somebody that you're studying with, or somebody in your class, somebody like that. And whatever this legal matter is, if it is somebody that if you are at college or uni, check. I don't think it's somebody older than you, as in like a tutor or a teacher or anything like that. I think it could be somebody who may be a little bit younger, and just double check ages and things like that, because there is definitely, thank you, Patricia, Queen of the Desert. Well, was it Patricia? It wasn't Patricia, was it? I tell you what, if it was anything like I've been over the last Christmas holidays and everything, it would be Patricia, Queen of the Dessert. That might be right. But yeah, I think you're right. It was Priscilla. Happy New Year to you, Jack. Again, if you're not working but you're studying, it's in that realm. If you aren't working or studying, it becomes in the financial realm, because that 9 is all about money. So yeah, keep an eye out. I think it's somebody that you may already be connected with. So yeah, just keep an eye out. Right then, shall we have another round? Let's go for it. Don't forget, everybody, if you would like a tarot reading, if you want a 6 or 7 card reading, then you need to go ahead and send it as a super chat. Super duper, come and send a super chat. Do super chat. I just can't make it work. You can ask me this or that, as long as you do it by super chat. I don't know how to do. I don't know. We need to have something that's like that, like a catchphrase. And again, if you send me a catchphrase, right, if it's a good catchphrase, send me it. And if I end up using it, I'll do you a live one-on-one reading. It's like a £50 or whatever it is, reading live. I'll do that for your one-on-one video. So yes. And so yes, I wish I knew where I knew you from, Jack. I wish I knew where I knew you from. What? Auto cat rector is having tree. Okay. That's good to know, Ed. Your auto cat rector is having tree. Okay, right then, let's go ahead and open up another round then, shall we? Don't forget, you can always send a super chat. That will guarantee your readings up next. That will guarantee your question is up next. And again, you get a longer reading for the super chats, and also 10% of all money that we raise via super chats or anything on this channel goes 10% goes to fight bladder cancer, and 10% goes to Bladder Cancer UK, the 2 UK bladder cancer charities that helped me out when I was dealing with the bladder cancer. So yes, and so if you want a reading, go ahead and do the things right now. There we go. What will your cards say? Let's have a look there. Well, looks like we've got one question. So then, peacock, rainbow, flower, beauty, fairies of chance of woods, and high heels. High heels. Oh gosh. Yeah, the high heel fairy. Oh gosh, right, okay. So Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty, right? I don't know why that's tickled me. The fairies of high heels as opposed to fairies of high hills. Good lord. Right. What repeating patterns that I'm not aware of in my life do I need to change for your highest good? With a 3-card reading, Peacock, are you being right? How can I do that with a 3-card reading? How can I do that with a 3-card reading? Okay, I tell you what, we'll try it. We'll try it. We'll try it. I mean, it feels like you need a spiritual counseling session rather than a 3-card tarot reading. Why is that still off kilter? There we go. There we go. Right then. So, Wispy. Let's cleanse the space. Wispy. Peacock Flower Beauty Fairy High Heels. Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty. So, Peacock Rainbow, who is Flower Beauty, by the way. You know that, don't you, Wispy? Peacock would like to know, what repeating patterns are they not aware of that they need to change? Okay. So what is in their life that they need to change for their highest good? That's what we want to know. So we'll have a look at that for you. Right then. So what are the repeated patterns, Wispy? What are the repeated patterns? Let's have a look. Right, what I'm going to do is we're going to look at all 3 cards as one unit, and we'll see if we can get any answers from that. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee a longer, oh, we've got a first reversal. If you want to guarantee a longer reading, then do please send your message as a super chat of any amount. That will guarantee you a 6 or 7 card reading, depending on what the question is. And yeah, it also comes directly through and you get to Q jump. Right then, so let's look at a pattern in these 3 cards. So we've got the Tower reversed. Now, the Tower is interesting. This is really interesting. Now, right, Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty, listen, you know me by now, right? You've been on this channel long enough. I'm going to hit the Tower button, but then I'm going to be frank with you, okay, my darling? So let me play this. So that's the standard tower. You can see it being hit, right? And this way round looks very similar to the standard tower, right? So you can see the 2 people jumping, the eye of God, sometimes it's seen, or the eye of the universe, the third eye, all of that. But this is directing the lightning to hit the tower to make it fall. Yours came up like this. So it came up reversed on the flip side on this deck. Now, with the possibility that you're about to desubscribe and block the channel, it's bullshit, is what this card is referencing, right? So we've got this idea. I wish I could do camera in camera. We've got this idea of the tower, right? But you can see, look at the mask, right? The mask is at the top. The mask has also been split, but the whole tower is nothing more than a facade. So the whole identity is BS, right? The whole identity is BS. And it's almost like you're not the person that you claim to be, or you're not the person that you say you are, because actually it's all a facade. It's all BS, right? The fact that it's reversed means that it's getting to the point where you can't tell that it's BS anymore. You are starting to lose where the kind of fake identity is compared to the actual. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether this is an online thing or whether this is something that you do, you know, like catfishing, or whether this is something that you do on you know, channels like this, or whether this is something you do in your everyday life at college, at work, at uni, wherever, with your friends or family. But it's very clearly something about how you are presenting on a regular basis is very, very false. Okay. And this card is this is why I like this deck, right? This card is very, very, very blunt. And it's basically saying, it's almost saying you're being called out for the falsehoods. And it might be something as minor that you're not even realizing that you're doing it. So it could be something really, like, I don't know, you could just be exaggerating your qualifications, or you could be exaggerating, you know, what is it they always say? My girlfriend who lives in Canada, you know what I mean? And it's like when you're young, you go, oh yes, no, I've got a boyfriend, his name is Cola. I mean Colin, because you're looking at a can of cola, and you go, oh yeah, and he lives on Cherry Max Avenue. Yes. Pepsi Cherry Max Avenue. Yes. No, it's real. He's real. He's real. He loves me. And look, he's kissed me. It's almost like that, right? It could be a lot more minor than that. So it could just be something where you are, you know, making out that you're, I don't know, if you're on Instagram and everything looks really lovely and beautifully prepped all the time, whereas actually you're really struggling in real life. But that is what the card is giving. And it's not to call you out, but it is very much to say, look, what's going on with the identity here. And I've got to say, like there was a little while where you were on this channel as both Peacock Rainbow and Flower Beauty before you said that, you know, you were the same person. And I just wonder whether there's other areas of your life where that's kind of creeped in, where you've almost got, like, depending on what account you're on, it's almost like there's a slightly different version of you. And that's fine. Like, there's, like, you don't owe any of us anything at all. But it's talking about, for you long term, you're asking what repeating patterns aren't very good for you and what do you need to change this year. And that's what the cards are giving. Let me go back to the card cam, if it will let me. Yep. So then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So knights, as I always say, knights are that rebellious teenage energy, doing what they want regardless of the you know, the facts, if you like. They will do things anyway just for the sheer hell of it. And knights are that sort of energy where they go in without thinking. But again, that would be this version. When it's like this, it's almost like there is a bit of premeditation going on, because the knight has had all day to plan, or depending on how you look at it, all night to plan, and they're still prepping to go, which is very unlike night energy, because the knights are normally like, right, let's ride in, we ride at dawn, let's go, blah, 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 blah. Ding, 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 ding. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this knight is saying, okay, right, let's sit down and think about this a little bit. Let's just plan this spur of the moment thing. And then we've got the 10 of Swords coming up. Now, again, I don't know which way you would say would be the standard 10 of Swords, but it is about being stabbed multiple times and having multiple injuries and kind of being attacked from all sides. Now, again, you've heard me say numerous times on the channel that 9 is full and 10 is overflowing. Swords of trouble and strife. I think that this is talking about patterns that you are repeating and keeping people at arm's length. For whatever reason, it's keeping people at arm's length. And maybe this idea of, like, different versions is a way of keeping people away and not letting people get close. But the problem is that eventually, and again, any of us who have been in mental health therapy, any of us that have had long-term counseling or anything like that, any of us that have, you know, ongoing mental health issues, we'll recognize all of this to a certain extent, because, you know, whether it's depression or even you know, whatever level of mental health issue it is, it can be something that makes us do all of these things, right? So it's not, I'm not saying that this is something that is conscious or that you are actively doing because, you know, you're like, ha ha ha, I'll get you, my precious, nothing like that. But this is saying this is what you need to start changing up. It's why this channel is called Beyond Authentic, or a version of Authentic in the channel's title since day one. And it's why on the other channel, the Health and Beauty channel, it's literally Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, because for me, that authenticity is what's literally changed my life. Realizing who I was, realizing where I am in life, realizing what I need to do with my life has changed my life for the better. And it feels like these 3 cards are basically hinting that maybe for you, authenticity should be maybe the goal for this year. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps. I hope you don't take offense. But as I say, I can only give you the answers that the cards give me. And sometimes it can be a little bit blunt. And hopefully I haven't offended you. But yeah, that is going to be your reading for today, my darling. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, yep, she hasn't. I haven't seen Joan for some time either. Yep, that's very true. Jack, can you have some of what I'm drinking? Coffee? Well, to be fair, we actually went to Costa earlier, so I've got an Americano with oat milk and some sweeteners. That's what I'm drinking. You're too honest and straightforward, which is detrimental for you. Okay. I don't know what to say, my darling. All I know, and again, maybe come back to this reading in a few months' time. I don't know whether you've ever done shadow work or anything like that, but literally you're asking what the patterns are, and that is what the cards are saying. And certainly with this deck is very, very, very deep, right? This is not a deck where it's like, oh, you're going to meet a tall dark stranger next month. This is a deck that's super, super deep, and which is why I love it so much on this channel. And it is a deck that does give, it might not be that you can recognize it right now. Do a little bit of shadow work, see what the cards were trying to say. This idea of, sometimes it can be as simple as you're feeling really vulnerable and really, really, like, this is what I was saying, it's not necessarily something that you're conscious of, but you could be feeling really vulnerable and really, really hurting, and somebody says, oh, how are you? And you go, I'm all right, how are you? Whereas actually you're falling apart inside, and you're putting a brave face on to show other people. And sometimes that facade can be really damaging. And sometimes if you are in need of support and you are in need of help, the best thing and the bravest thing to do is to actually turn around and say, do you know what, I'm actually doing a bit shit and I actually need someone to talk to. And do you know what, actually it's all a bit crap right now, and I'm not okay. And sometimes it's that, and the cards could be picking up that side of things. You know what I mean? It's especially with that Tower card, because that Tower card is all about, look how great I am, look how wonderful I am. The tower is glistening and gleaming, and it's there. You go, oh, look at this wonderful tower, it's so pristine. And then when you actually see behind it, it's just like a Hollywood set. It's not real. And then when that's reversed, it's like you don't even know that it's not real sometimes. Do you know what I mean? And trust me, I know, I've certainly been there. I've certainly thought I was okay. 7 years ago, whatever it was, my mum passed and I did not grieve properly. I thought I had. I did not. It was 18 months later and I suddenly went, I don't think I'm well. And I had to go and get some help and everything else. But it at the time, 6 months after mum had died, if you'd said to me, are you all right with it? I'd be like, yeah, you know, she's in a better place and everything's cool. I was falling apart and I didn't even realize. And so, yeah, just bear that in mind, my darling. Again, I'm not saying there's anything malevolent. I'm not saying you're sat there kind of, you know, going, oh, I'll get you next time, Gadget, Inspector Gadget. I was trying to do the claw. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. But that is going to be your question. Oh, I'm glad I didn't offend you. Again, the only thing I can say is that sometimes, well, you've just heard me say it all with the card. Thanks so much. Maybe it's saying you could very well be put together, but inside you could be crumbling. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You do see supports, but yeah. Oh, you do change your name often in case you forget. Okay, my darling, no problem at all. As I say, you can be whoever you are. Good evening, Crystal Rose. You can be whoever you are on the channel. That's absolutely fine. You might just need to tell us. You might just need to tell us that you were previously known as Peacock Rainbow. That's if you want us to. You know what I mean? That's if you want us to. Can I just say, what is the thing in front on your picture? Because it looks like knees to me. And I don't think it is knees, but it looks like you've got your knees up in front of you, and you kind of, you know, when we were kids, we used to sit on the floor at school getting story time, and some kids would sit with their feet in front of them, their knees up and their arms wrapped around their feet, like hugging them like that. Because sometimes, so like that's what that looks like, but I don't think it is. And even with me old lady specs on, I can't see what's in front of you. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Thanks ever so much. That's why I put them together, because sometimes you forget. Okay. Yeah, Holland's changed their name, and Holland's got 2 accounts on here, so it pops in on both accounts. Luckily, Holland reminded me to make the mod on both accounts. So yeah, so there's a few people. We've got a few people actually, haven't we? There's a few people, friends of the channels, that have multiple accounts and multiple names. So yes, we completely understand 100%. Right then, should we have another reading? Let's have another reading. So if you would, is it elbows? How is it elbows? How is that elbows? Hang on. Right. If I look at that and then I put this on big screen for me. I've got no idea. I can't see elbow. I can't see elbows at all. You do that for anonymity. But is it elbows? That picture looks like Flower Beauty. Yes, somebody did say that, didn't they? But I need to know what the picture is, because I don't know what it is. Not that I need to know. It's fine. It can be one of life's mysteries. That's fine. The bottom is the bend in the elbows. Is it? Hang on, everyone. We just need to. I don't see that at all. This is like one of those. No, this is like one of those seeing eye pictures. I can't even click on it and zoom in anymore, can I? Then I've got a full screen. Wow. Right. Okay. Looks like knees to you, Jack. See, this is it. I see knees. It's art, and that girl is smelling flowers, and there's flowers behind her. She's smelling flowers. Okay. It's clear when you make it bigger. It's as big as I can make it. Okay, what we're gonna everybody. What a prime example of Lisa's DMA. Oh Jesus! A prime example of Lisa's ADHD. Click on the picture and see it carefully. I can't. Oh, hang on a second. Let me go into YouTube's itself, because I'm obviously not watching it on the YouTube. I am in. Hang on, everybody. I know this is really bugging me now. Apologies if no one else. If I'm the only one that can't see what it is, huge monumental apologies. But I need. Oh, here we go. I'm just going to send that. I'm just going to go to that link. That will open up a new channel. If I'm quick enough, I can pause it. Stop, put the sound down. No, there we go. Right, click on it. How do we do that? How do I click on it? It's not coming up. Oh, in the chat? Maybe in the chat? Go to channel. Hang on. I'm determined to see. I'm going to your channel. What? Oh, I can see it now. It's the shoulders. And then the hands are doing this with a thing. I can see it now. Oh, okay. I've got it. Yes. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Yes, that makes sense. Sorry, Ed. I was somewhere else. Yeah, that I had to discover that, because that was really bonkers. I was like, how is that elbows? I can see it now. Oh my God, it's literally like, you know, when you had those magic eye paintings as a kid, and it was like, well, I was a kid. Some of you weren't even born, but anyway, and you had them, you put them on the wall, and you were like, I can't see it. I can't see it. It's dolphins. Oh no, I can't see it. It's dolphins. On the little tiny picture, I can see it. But yes, anyway, yay! It does. Doesn't it look like Flower Beauty? I guess so. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there's flowers and it's a beautiful figure. So yes, I can see that. Right then. Now my ADHD has gone down the rabbit hole and dragged you all with me for the last 27 minutes. It's not, but it feels like it. Because again, time blind. But now, if you would like a reading, gosh, what is this stream turning into? If you would like a reading, please go ahead and send your question now in the live chat. Start your question with the word question, or you can send it as a as a super chat. I will get away. I will make a way of making that work. But yeah, that's what you need to do. If we get multiple super chats in, we'll do those one after the other. Super chats get either 6 or 7 card readings, and the free ones are 3 card readings. So it is entirely up to you. You get the choice. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you would like a free reading, go ahead and pop it in the live chat. I'll pick one of those at random. If not, send it as a super chat, and I will grab those up first. Yes, indeed. Mods, I will explain what I said in just up in the doodah later. Where's the banner screen? Bear with me. There we go. Fantastic. So then let's have a look. We've got... there we go. Right, I've got some questions in front of me. And similarities, absolutely. Hang on. My screen's not working. There we go. Right then, let's have a look. Right, so we're going to go. So your questions start there and they go down to there. Right then. Okay, up and down, up and down, up and down. Here we go for this one. Oh, that's a comment. Hang on. We go again. Question. This one. Oh. You know, when I said sometimes I hit moderators, there you are. You see, that's a prime example. So we're going for this one. That's not even on the blooming screen. Right, last time we're going this one. Crystal Rose. What? Questio. Where's that Questio? A general love reading, please. Absolutely no problem at all, Crystal Rose. Let me just hit the star button. Go into the starred page and then change the camera. Come on, there we go. A love reading for Crystal Rose. Let's cleanse the space. Fantastic. And then let's hit Wispy's lovely theme. Right then, Wispy, we are looking for a love reading for Crystal Rose, please. What are we expecting for Crystal Rose? A love reading. We're going to stick with the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. We're going to stick with that one. I've got lots of... Oh, we had one just... Look at that. I didn't even realize. It flipped out of my hand so easily. And this is a really good one. Crystal Rose. 2 of Pentacles. Now, this way up is like a standard image. This way up is from behind. So this way up feels a lot freer, feels a lot more able to do things, come and go. This way is a little bit more hemmed in, but I'll explain. So the 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles is obviously work, career, finances. So this is your clarifying card. So this is hinting at maybe there being a work, career, or finance related element. Again, this could be study. Let's just do your cut. Now, again, I cover this up because it is the vice versa deck, and it is double-sided. So the where you are, we've got the Page of Swords, okay, where what you need to know, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, another Pentacle card, and the opportunity to come, we've got the Page of Wands. Right then, okay, so let's have a look. So we're looking at everything through the lens of the Two of Pentacles. So first of all, the Two of Pentacles is a two, so that is this idea of two becoming one. So there is a couple element here. Now this could be based on work, so it could be that there is a if this was a work related question, it would be is there a partnership or a team up or a mentorship at work? The fact that this is coming up in a love reading would suggest there being a connection here within either the workplace or somehow connected to finance or study or something like that. Okay, so this is the lens we're looking at it through. Now the Page of Swords in the where you are now position, the swords is all about trouble and strife. Okay, the swords are all about challenges, obstacles, things that we have to overcome, the hurdles in life. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. Excuse me, that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's teaching us how we go forward. Now the interesting thing though, because it's Page is very young energy. So although this looks like a fierce warrior, look, floating in the sky with the rocks behind them, they looks like something from some anime program. They're going to do a whole zip 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 and have all the lines on the screen going like wow. It's not quite that, because it's a page, and the page is very youthful, but the pages are also, because they are youthful, they're also very naive when it comes to battles and fighting. So I don't know whether you've got a lot of experience in terms of let me put it differently. Not well, no, let me just say it, right? I don't know how much experience you've got in looking for or finding relationships, because it does kind of feel like there's a bit of fighting. Oh, how can I put this? Right, Wispy, give it to me in a way that I can understand. I think you've had to. Oh, come on, Wispy. It's almost there. Come on. It's almost there. What is the phrase? There's a phrase. Okay, I think I've got it. I think you had to dig yourself out of positions in the past. Does that make sense? You've had to fight out of. You've been backed into a corner and forced to fight out of that, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying that's a physical thing, but it feels very much like you had to learn to hold your own, and you're still in that space right now. You're still in that a little bit protective, a little bit of your guards up, your walls are up, your boundaries are very, very firmly kind of established right now. Does that make sense? And it's almost like you need to find the right person in order to lower that, to put the sword down and allow somebody to get close. But whilst you've still got this sword in place, it really is saying that this is, as much as it's about protection for you, it's also going to keep other people very firmly away, because it's you're stood here wielding this sword, and not only that, but it's a little bit like the cartoon swords of the 80s and 90s sort of cartoons, where it's a glowing sword of power. So is it a He-Man, She-Ra, Thundercat? What sword is this? It's a glowing sword of power. So this is very much like your defensive mechanisms are up, your ability to, you're on the hunt looking for maybe somebody out there that is a little bit that might have ulterior motives, put it that way, right? In the what you need to know, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Now, I think if this is where you are deep down, so this is like your root, we're still looking at something work related. Now, the Seven is talking about really difficult decisions. You can see there isn't a lot of difference between the two facets of this card. But this is talking about, do we harvest things now or wait? Do we replant or wait? What is it we need to do? This way round, it's much more a wintry scene. This way round, it's giving hints of that, but maybe winter's a little way off, or winter's already passed. You know, we've already had that break. Do you know what I mean? Because it kind of feels, this feels a lot colder than this does. So it does make me think that there is an element here of maybe there's, again, somebody in the workplace, somebody in the study area, somebody who you are growing something with, if that makes sense, because the Pentacles are all about long-term growth. But there is someone in this realm that you are perhaps interested in. The other way to interpret this could be that maybe you're thinking about going on an app or a website, or, you know, getting a friend to hook you up with, not hook you up with, but, you know, get you on a blind date, that sort of thing. That it feels like there's something here, some difficult choices that you are wanting for your longer term future. Now, again, this could well be work, specifically because we've got this 2 here. And that's in the what you need to know. The opportunity, we've got a Page of Wands. Now, it's interesting that we've bookended with 2 pages. The Page of Wands is all about your sense of security, your sense of self. But the page is from a very naive perspective. But also, the page is from a perspective of starting over, because it's saying, look, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happened, and a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily want to take with me. So I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to look at things with new eyes. Now, it's not the ace, brand new project, brand new venture. The page is taking that history with them and moving forward. So there is something here in this opportunity card that it does feel there is an opportunity. Now, it's that didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Now, if there is somebody, right, let's look at the physicality. If there is somebody that you've got a little bit of an inkling in, or that you've got a little bit of an inkling that might like you, if they are a little bit younger than you, or if they're a little bit less experienced in life than you in some way, you know, say they've just come out of, what is it? It's not Mormons, is it? What's the ones where they live in with no modern technology and they drive those horse and carts? I can't remember what that's called, but anyway, it's almost like that. It's like they've come out of something and they're still quite inexperienced in the ways of the world. If there's somebody like that, then this is pointing at there's being a good opportunity. Okay. All of it feels very, very workplace based. All of it feels like again, so if there is something happening with somebody at work, or if there is somebody in study, it may be that you're not doing any study or you're not working at the moment, but actually a course might come up this year. In that case, look at doing a course. If it comes up, look at doing, an adult education course. If there's something in the back of your mind and you're like, oh, I've just seen, at the local church hall, they've got macrame classes, I might go and do that. Try it. And I'm not saying that is where this is going to come in from, but it definitely feels like there's something work or study related behind this. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps, Crystal Rose, and thank you ever so. I haven't got. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. Hopefully that helps, and yeah, thank you ever so much for your question today. Let's have a look. Let's go back onto the live chat. Oh, did I see someone saying hello to Renata? Is Renata here? Have I missed Renata? Oh, I can't see Renata on my screen. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Good evening, Renata. Hello. I can see you there now. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. Let's have a look at what Crystal Rose says. You put RVA. What's that mean? What's RVA? You put that by mistake. What? I don't know what RVA is. Did you? Did I misread something? General love reading, please. Thank you. There's not an RVA, is there? Have I missed something completely? I probably have. Okay, you don't find. Thank you. The Amish is what I was thinking of, and the Pennsylvania Dutch. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. That is what I was thinking of. Thank you, Renata. You don't find relationships easily. No, a lot of us don't. You've got your eye on someone and he is younger than you. Ka-ching! Page, hang on, where was it? Page of one. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if he's got a six-pack like that as well, you know what I mean? I mean, my hubby doesn't have a six-pack. My hubby's got a whole barrel. I know, right? It's even better. I've got the whole barrel to play with at night time, not just a six-pack, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, lovely. Oh, okay, you deleted something. Oh, Patricia's here in the chat. Good evening, Patricia. You had company, hence the late start. Oh, get you being all like social butterfly-ish. That's because as we said earlier, Ed, it's Patricia, Queen of the Dessert. That's right. Patricia, Queen of the Dessert is obviously why you get a lot of company coming to your place, because you are well known for your macarons. I know, right? I sang a thing earlier and I said if anybody knows what it was from, and it was from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but unfortunately when Ed typed it, it came up as Patricia, Queen of the Desert, so I said it would be Patricia, Queen of the Dessert, which I've just explained the whole thing for 2 minutes and I didn't even need to. But anyway, right, let's get some more readings on. Running out of puff. Don't say it, Lisa. Let's move on. So what am I doing? What am I even doing? One of my goals, right? One of my goals was to take YouTube far less seriously and more seriously at the same time. So not worry about the algorithm, but just to make each and every one of the streams as professional, as well-rounded, as authentically professional as possible. And what am I doing on the first one of the new year? I am messing everything up and having all sorts of innuendo going on. So yes, indeed. Oh, hang on. What does that say? Oh my God, Lisa. Oh, I'll read it on the big screen next to me. That makes sense. I just had an aha moment. Thank you so much for that reading. I just asked the universe what I was doing wrong and sent me guidance, and I got it. You are not vibrating at the level that you want. I mean, there are things you can buy that will help you vibrate at different levels. They're normally reasonably inexpensive, and they can be posted to you in plain brown paper packaging. So so try that out. I think Love Honey, I don't have a code, but if you watch some of the other YouTubers, they've all got codes. Get you 10% off, and that will certainly raise your vibration. You're welcome. Right, Luhu's here. Hello, Luhu. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well as well. Hi, all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, my darling. Right then, shall we get another round going? So if you would like a tarot reading, you know what you need to do by now. You can pop it into the live chat, starting with, I'm completely on the wrong screen. Pop it in the live chat, starting with the word question. There we go. And that will go into the hat, and I will pull one of those at random. I can't do that. At random, or you can send it as a super chat and that will come through automatically. Get started and it will put you at the head of the list, put you at the front of the queue. It will put you on the first cab off the rank. It will get you going first. Words.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil. Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
Okay, let's have a look in the questions. Oh, we haven't got any questions. Let me just double check on the super chats. We have no super chats come in, and we have no questions waiting. So then, everybody, that means, I do believe, that means that we may well be ending. Oh, Kat's just popped one in. Look at that. I was just about to say, Kat, we were going to end, and I can go and get me dinner. But that's fine. We'll do your reading, my darling. That's not a problem. My eyes look very green, right? They are. I mean, I've got lots of green makeup on. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. So I've got lots of lovely green makeup on, but every time I get the reflection from my speakers, my colored speakers, and it's like, oh, really super bright. No, that's not a problem, my darling. That is not a problem at all. So a general reading for Kat. Let me just hit the star button, go over to that page on my screen, and take the I'll take that banner off. No, I am so rubbish today at getting the right buttons. I know, right? Regular viewers are like, so what's new, Lise? You like this all the time, my love. I know, right? I know. It's because I'm doing like 50 million things at once. And although my ADHD brain allows me to do that, it's still sometimes a little bit much. It's a little bit much. There we go. Right then. Dear. Right then, so let's cleanse the space and bring Wispy in. So Wispy, my darling, we'll come back to that. If you want that card to flip, you're gonna have to do it again, because that was an initial drop. Right, here we go. So then, Wispy, if you want cards to flip, you need to do it as I'm shuffling, not as I pick them up. Anyway, Kat would like to know, would like a general reading, please, for Kat, a general reading. So let's see what this next few weeks I've got in store for Kat. Okay. Oop. So we'll do you the energy that you've got coming with you from the last couple of weeks, the energy phase you're moving into, and the energy phase you've had, where you are and where you're going. That's what we want. That's what we want, Wispy. That is what we want, my friend. Right then, so let's just do your drop. I cover this up because it is the vice versa deck, which is double-sided. So it makes it so that I can't influence it in any way. Right then, let's have a look at the cards. So then, the energy that is leaving you, but is kind of echoing to now, if that makes sense, right? The energy of the last couple of weeks, the last kind of few days, the last week, we've got the Ace of Wands. Now, this is a fantastic time for this card to come up, because I don't know whether you've done like a lot of New Year's resolutions or New Year's planning, where you're thinking 2024 is going to be different somehow. You're going to make some alterations. You're going to alter the way that you do things. You're going to make those resolutions and stick to them this year. But if there is something like that, it's a really good positive card, because this is talking about your sense of security. Okay, so the wands for me is security, confidence, all of that. So it feels like there is a whole new leaf turning, Kat. It feels like there's a new page in your book that you are now writing, the book of your life in the Akashic Records, that you are now changing that page and changing things for the better. This is an active card. Okay, what do I mean by active cards? Some cards are very passive. Some cards are things happening and you're almost an observer. You're along for the ride. This is you actively making these changes and making them happen. Okay, so whether or not this is down to the new year, whether it's something else, whether something changed before Christmas and now you're putting things, different ways of doing things into place, this is what this is all talking about. Okay, so it's a really positive change that's being brought in. Now we've then got the Nine of Wands coming up in the energy around you for the next couple of weeks, right? So this is where you are now, going into up to the middle of January, might be slightly further than that. So we're looking at the next 2 to 3 weeks. This is the Nine of Wands. Nines are, for me, when something is full. The 10 is when it overflows. So the 10 of Wands, quite often you'll see in one of the other decks I use, the 10 is a bonfire. The 10 of Cups are often, where things are water's overflowing. So you got all of those sort of vibes, right? But the Nine of Wands, this is all about inner confidence when it's this way round. This way is feeling strong and grr, and I'm going to stand up for myself. This way, it's about the inner child, that inner essence of you, right? This way, you can see the warrior's battered and he's got dents and everything on all his armor. You can still see that here, but this is the inner person. This is that inner. Can you hear me okay? For some reason that just got muted and I didn't press anything. Yeah. Where were we? Anyway, so you've got this sense of your inner self. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Can you hear me now though, Kat? Can everybody hear me now? You can hear me now. Thank you, Holland. So yeah, what I think this is saying, Kat, is that whatever new things you've started here are going to start paying off pretty soon. It's going to be really positive. You're going to have this sense of, I can do this, I can make these changes, and I can make these changes stick, particularly because as we go into the end of January onwards, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So we've got another ace coming in. So you've got a new start card, new start in terms of positivity. We've got a card here coming in terms of developing that positivity, that confidence. And then we've got another new card, new start card coming in for the end of January, beginning of February time. And this is financial related. So whether it's that you're going to start saving, you're going to try and find a better job, or you're going to get a job, you're going to study harder, whatever it is, something in that financial work, career, study type field. Like this way round, it's very much this is like paying into a bank, so this is more saving. This way round, it feels like it could be a little more about growing, and maybe growing a business, growing some ideas. It's that element of longer term thinking, starting afresh. As I say, it could be looking for a new career or a new something, but there's definitely something here, especially if it's around the creative. There's something here that you are going to be changing as we go into January, to the end of January and into February. That energy that's all around there is about this card, and I think that is something about kind of, how can I put it? It's about your long-term plans, right? Your long-term plans. And it may well be that something's shifting. I think you're going to take something a lot more serious than you have done, right? And it could be that this is going from, I'm working part-time, to I'm looking for a full-time position. Or it could be I'm going from, I don't know. I know you're saying you've got exams in May, but it could be that there's a bigger change than that, because this isn't May, this is February. This is the end of January, February time. So yeah, be aware if there's anything that comes up which is requiring you to make a new change, make a new start towards the end of the month and the first week of February. That's where this comes in. Either way, all of this is super positive, super positive. It really does feel like you're changing the energy for 2024 than you had at the in 2023. It really feels like there's a change happening within you that you are leading, and that's why we've got the two ace cards and this confidence card in the middle. So hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. But thank you ever so much for your question today. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to flip back to the other camera. Right, I don't know why that got muted. I certainly didn't mute it. That made perfect sense. Oh, thank you, Kat. Thank you, my darling. Renata, you've been sleeping 20 out of 24 hours recently. Oh, I hope you're doing all right, my darling. You must be healing like crazy. Yeah, I hope you're doing all right, my darling. I really do. I really hope you're doing okay. I'm feeling like I've missed something along the line somewhere. Yeah, no, don't. Okay, Holland. Yeah, don't. I agree with Patricia later on here. I've always been taught way back when that basically, if you're feeling poorly, we rest. We don't extend energy into the metaphysical if we need it for the physical, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, you'll be okay. All right, Renata, that's your prerogative, my darling. Only sleep when you need it. Listen to your body. Do as the doctors tell you. Rest, rest, rest. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Right then, I think we've probably got time for maybe 2 more readings. So if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and do the things. My eyes are hurting me at the moment. So yes, go ahead and do the things if you haven't done already. So you can put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Or you can send your question via a super chat. Super chats do get longer readings, and they also get done next. So there's no randomness going on with the picking a random card, a random reading, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? You know what I mean. If you put it in for a free reading, I will pick one of those at random. If you send it as a super chat, I do those guaranteed, one after the other, until all the super chats are done. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's a handy dandy video. If it didn't, I'm also feeling very tired right now. Okay, well, it absolutely looks like we are. Hang on, let me just double check in there. Nope, it looks as if we are out of questions for this evening then. Oh, Renato, I hope you're doing all right, my darling. I really, really, really do. But everyone, that is going to be it then. If we're all out of questions for this evening, then I think it is going to be time to call an audible and to let everybody go off and enjoy their evening, so the mods can get a slightly earlier release, if that makes sense. Early release, it sounds like I've been watching a lot of Prison Tabla Cage, so apologies if I haven't quite started calling anyone a drongo or a flaming galah or anything, but haven't quite gone that far. I hope you're doing well, Renata. I really do. And if there's anything you need, my darling, just drop me a message. Although, as I say, at the moment, both me and Rufus, I really do feel like I've got sniffly things, but it's not the same sniffly things that Rufus has got. But anyway, I'm going to call it there, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on the streams today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the mods for being amazing as ever. Thank you to everybody for sending your questions. And thank you to everybody for being here as subscribers. I do have plans for 2024. They will no doubt change because, it's me. I am going to still keep things ticking over as they are now, and just bring in some occasional videos looking at decks that I really like, or looking at some ideas of how to choose a deck, things like that, around the tarot. So I'm going to keep it very much focused and just continue to have some fun, and hopefully you're all going to continue along the journey with me. There will be less spurious videos and more videos that I really care passionately about. So maybe teaching a few people how to use the tarot the way that I read tarot. So yeah, if you're interested in all of that, make sure you have dinged your subscribe button, hit your bell and change your settings to all. That way YouTube should notify you, should being the operative word, each and every time I upload a video. But I've got to say thank you so much to the mods. That was supposed to be claps. That was supposed to be applause. That did not work right, did it? Is this applause? No, that's not working either. Stop buttons. Gosh, I've changed some of the buttons and now some of them don't want to work at all. But anyway, that's my fault. Yeah, I'm going. I'll see you all very soon on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. If you are one of the members, I will see you earlier than that. I will see you at 6 p.m. UK time. Hopefully, I'll be absolutely fine on Sunday. I can't see there being any reason why I need to postpone. Hopefully, these are just sniffles and it's not the old Rona. Renata, I've got a brand new computer that Rufus bought me for Christmas. So everything's changed and everything's now on a different PC. So that's why I'm still making everything rehook back up into itself, if that makes sense. Because some of it I've got buttons that I don't know how to redo. The buttons that changed all of this from purple to green aren't working. I know. Look, are you ready? I'm going to show you now. Look, nothing. That's supposed to now be purple. Not working. But anyway, I'm going to try and sort all out this weekend or this week, and I will see you all on Sunday evening, 6 p.m. over on the members feed and 7 p.m. live here for some tarot readings. And as we always say on the channel, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Where's my buttons? Where's my things? Awkward. This is why it's called Awkward Wave, because it takes a little while for us to find the buttons. Bye.